Okay, hey guys, welcome to our Flex Force Monday Night Team Call, our weekly team call. I am super excited about our call tonight, so let's just dive in. It's 8:01, so if you see some girls missing from your team, text them now, get them on. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen once it's not on Spotify here. Okay. So shout out to everybody who is on the board for helping change a life in February. This time last week for Team Call, we were at 62 lives changed. We jumped, leaped to 102. That's amazing, you guys. So if you were a part of that, pat yourself on the back. That's amazing. Special shout out to Cynthia, Danielle, Jen, Bree, and Gina, who are at Success Club 10 plus. That means they've changed 5 or more lives. And then Success Club 5, Emmy, Josie, Casey, and Lindsay are all at least changed 3 lives. So it's amazing, you guys. And some of this is a little bit higher, but the back office hasn't updated. So shout out to all of you guys crushing it. And you guys are still 3 full days left of February. You can make anything happen. Shout out to my consistency girls in the notebook challenge. I know some of you guys posted your pictures after I already did this. It takes me a while. So Hillary, Casey, and Gina, 7 days. And I did my 5s and 6s over here. So way to go, guys. Remember, you never know when your consistency is going to turn into momentum, which is what you're going to see as results in your business. So it's important to build that because it's huge. So shout out to our success starters in their month 1 out of 3. This is going to get them a free ticket to Summit and is actively building huge momentum in your business. And it's statistically proven to really kick off your business. So Allie Cooper, Bree, you're going to have to, girlfriend, you're going to have to message me and tell me how to share your last name. And Jen Worth have all crush it, you guys. It's amazing to come out your first month, and Jen and Bree are at Success Club 10. That's huge. So way to go, guys, and you still all have 3 whole days left. Okay, let's jump into news. 26 new coaches added to the team this week. Great job, guys. Our special thing I was going to tell you about tonight on the call, well, I am telling you right now, is we are going to have a flash, not sale. We can't call it a sale because that's against compliance, and we're not selling things, just presenting things that Beachbody already has to offer. If you've been around for a hot second, you may have participated in 1 or 2 of them before. If not, no worries. All of the details will go up in an event in FlexForce Fam with the link to the group where you'll add your people to. And the quick details, I'll go live about this too in the event. But just pay attention to my social media for the next couple days. And this event has been known to every single time we've done it. It's turned out diamonds. It's turned out emeralds, obviously. Have girls hit Success Club. You can double your Success Club numbers, what you're at right now. And I know some of you guys are pushing to be in that Morning Meltdown 100 test group. So that is happening this Thursday and Friday. So the 28th and the 1st is when it's happening. So you heard it here first. Way to be on the Team Call Live. We are going to be having a weekly power hour with a different leader on the team every week. So I ran the one last week. Danielle is running this week's. It's tomorrow. There's an event in FlexForce Fam, and you can check that out. She'll post her Zoom link and all that good stuff, and it's going to be really valuable to hear from other leaders and how they work and getting all their work done. And again, it might not be in a specific hour typically, but that's how we're going to work at least once a week. The Ultimate Portion Fix is launching very soon, like a week, which is crazy. Keep on your calendar next super weekend, April 12th, 13th, and 14th. You guys have known about this, so make sure it's on your calendar. You're taking off work, getting your kids arranged so you can be there. It's so important. We have a permanent sneak peek. If there's not a event one happening, that you can always plug people into if there's a lag time in between our event and one. So this is the link for it. It's updated. It looks perfect. And a new quick start training for new coaches. It's basic. I don't want any new coach feeling like they have to get bogged down with learning information. This business is all about doing. So it's business so simple. I never want people to get caught up in things that, aren't moving their business forward, I will be posting a check-in every week for the business activity tracker, and I'm paying attention who is posting that. Shout out to the girls who are in the Diamond and 30 group and absolutely slayed this last week. It was amazing to see all of your trackers up, and I'd love to see others of you that aren't in that group using the trackers in the file section. I don't care which one you use. But this is all it takes to move your business forward, you guys. It's just being consistent with that tracker. And I still have more notebooks. If you guys want one, just check out the post in FlexForce Spam. Just click photos and you'll see this come up somewhat recently. And you can get one for yourself. If you want to get to NLC next year, get yourself to 1-star and get yourself on this cute little plane. And get yourself to Summit. Shout out to everybody who is making this a non-negotiable in their business to move their business forward because it's so freaking fun. I already can't wait for Summit. So let's get to our guest speaker. We have Pat Reelman on our team call tonight, which I'm super excited about. I've actually known Pat for a couple of years because I was in a Diamond push group when I just had Leo to get my second business center to Diamond, and it was run with a couple up from me upline and some other leaders, and Pat kind of put that together. And then this past October when I was at leadership, I didn't know that I am friends with Ashley Fell Dyson, and she's in his downline. So we connected and hung out at leadership. And it was super fun. So he has a lot of amazing knowledge. Like anything Pat says, like you guys have your notebooks ready. It's not your Flex notebook. And take some notes. Like there are some nuggets that I heard from Pat literally 2 years ago that I still keep in like my business mindset like every single day. So he's a 4-time elite coach. He has over 75 diamonds in his downline. That is crazy, you guys, 75 diamonds. And he's a member of the Million Club, which means that a cumulative of his earnings, he's earned over $1 million with Beachbody, which is goals. So I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to find Pat here, and here you are. Give you the floor. Thank you.
I'm on. All right, cool. Thanks for having me, guys. So I'm a very big picture guy. I think a lot of times with this coaching thing, it's really easy to overcomplicate it. I think one of the things that coaches are really, really good at is overcomplicating the business. And so I try to do the opposite. I try to keep it really simple. So this is what I tell people that ask me what coaching is, or if they ask me how you make money with coaching, I tell them there's 2 ways you earn as a coach. And I keep it super simple. The first way you earn as a coach is customers order from you. People order, whether it's a challenge pack or Shakeology or Beachbody On Demand, whatever they're ordering, you get a commission, right? That's your customer commission, retail commission. The second way you earn is the real moneymaker. The second way you earn is what they call a team bonus. And a team bonus is based on the efforts of an entire team. Your retail commission is based on just kind of your effort, right? But if you can find a few good people, once you get yourself to Emerald, you have to be an Emerald to be eligible to earn team bonuses. So make that your number 1 goal. If you're not at Emerald yet, get yourself to Emerald. Find 2 people that you can talk to and say to them, hey, I just opened a business. I really would love your support right now. I want to help you. I'm going to get you a discount on these products. I'm going to sign you up as a discount coach. You don't have to coach anybody. But I'm going to hook you up with these products for a discount to help you out, to help you feel better and healthier. And it's going to help me. The first thing I did when I signed up as a coach, I pulled out my computer with my mom and I was like, yo, mom, I need you to sign up as a coach because 1, I want you to be healthy, and 2, I'm your son and you want to help me, right? And this is the business I started, so I need your help. I need your support. And she was like, yes, I will do that. Find those people that are willing to do that. If you guys opened a restaurant you would tell all your friends and family, like, hey, I just opened a restaurant. Like, I'm having opening night. I would love it if you can come and support me in my new business. They would come and support you. But for some reason, like when you open this Beachbody business, you don't want to talk about it or tell people, but it's just like opening a restaurant. This is I think more profitable than a restaurant. Like, this thing is $1 million business. Like, my goal is to make a 7-figure income with this thing. Like, 6 figures is cool, but like 7 figures is where you guys should all be looking to earn this, make this business turn into, because that's what it has the potential to do. So you got to treat it like a 7-figure business. 6 figures, duh. Like, yeah, everyone's going to make 6 figures with this thing if they really want to. But I want to shoot for bigger goals, because that's what this thing really is. We just don't treat it like that. So get yourself to Emerald. Is that first, now you're eligible for team bonuses. Your team bonus is based on the efforts of the other coaches on the team that you start to bring into the team and help them, show them the ropes, and they start helping customers of their own. They start hitting Success Club. You help them get to Emerald. You tell them the same thing I just told you. Like, you tell them, okay, who do you want to help? Who wants to help you? Who can you talk to about? You just opened up your restaurant. You just opened your business. Who wants to support you? Help your new coaches get to Emerald in 24 hours and start to create not just a team of your coaches, but a team of your coaches' coaches. And then when your coach brings in coaches, teach them to get to Emerald right away. Teach them to talk to their people so they hit Emerald. And what you're going to start to create is an Emerald factory. And you're going to start to create a team that's deep. Instead of just bringing in coaches that aren't doing anything, that are just your coaches, you start to have coaches that are bringing in coaches. And their coaches are bringing in coaches. And your team bonus is based on the efforts of everybody, all of those people. Every time one of those coaches buys or sells something, helps your team bonus. Every time one of those coaches buys something or sells something, increases your team bonus. When I first started this business, my retail commission was here and my team bonus was 0. The more I helped my coaches get to Emerald, I helped them start to have success, all of a sudden this team bonus started to grow. My coaches were starting to have success. I was helping my coaches get to Emerald. I was helping my coaches get to Emerald. And all of a sudden this team bonus just grew and grew and grew and grew to the point where I was making more with just that team bonus than I was at my full-time CPA high-profile accounting job. And that team bonus was coming in every week no matter what. If I was sick and I couldn't work that week, it was coming in. If I was traveling and, doing something, like, it was coming in. Retail commission is where this thing starts. It's where you get your momentum, but that's always 100% your effort. Your team bonus is based on the efforts of an entire team. The retail commission is just like every other job. And I hope that a lot of you guys got into this business because it's different than a job. A job is something that you go and you put in your time and they pay you for your time. You get paid for just your time, right? You have a salary, or maybe you're in sales, but you're still only paid for your time. In this business, you're allowed to get paid for the efforts of an entire freaking team. And so you're not capped on what you can earn. At a normal job, you're kind of capped because you only have so many hours in the day. If you're in sales, like, you only have so many hours to sell stuff. If you're at a salary job, like, they're only going to pay you for those hours that you can work. But with this, there is no cap on that because it's not based on your time. It's based on the time of an entire team. So there's no cap on what you can earn. And then as far as creating more freedom in your life, you have more time now, because at a regular job, you have to put that time in. So you only have so much extra free time. With this, the income is based on the entire team. So you have more free time to do other things once you get your business to that point. So 2 ways you earn: retail commission. Second is team bonus. Team bonus is based on the efforts of an entire team. And the secret to the business, how do you create a team bonus that's going to be able to give you all this freedom in your life? I can answer that in 2 words: develop leaders. 5 good leaders. They do not have to be personally sponsored. You could sign a coach up who is kind of halfway into it, but they bring someone in that really wants to do it. That's where your time goes. That's where your effort goes. And if that person who's not your PS coach, like, It's your coach's coach. If that person turns into a rock star that really wants to kill this thing and builds their own team, that's just as good as if it was your own coach that did that. It might not help your rank. It might not give you a star, but volume's volume. That's something we say on our team all the time. # volume's volume. So if you see people, if your coach brings in a coach who really wants to run and you give your time to that person, not only is that coach going to have more confidence, but your coach is going to be more excited because their coach is going to have more confidence. So it ripples up through the whole team. But in a nutshell, we always say you got to find 5 good leaders to turn this into a 6-figure income. It's less than 5. If you can find 2 or 3 great leaders, game over. You're going to be able to help way more people than you ever could on your own. And your team bonus is just going to grow like crazy. The hardest part is finding that first really great coach that really wants to do this with you. But once you find that first really great one, now there's 2 of you looking to find the next one. So you're going to find the 3rd even faster. And now there's 3 of you looking, so you're going to find the 4th rock star coach even faster. And then there's 5 of you, so you're going to find the 6th. It just grows like crazy. The hardest part is just sticking with it long enough to find the first. You guys with this so far? Develop leaders, 2 or 3. Cool. You want to hear the catch though? And this is where most coaches slip up. This is where I messed up. That first really great rock star you want on your team is probably going to be someone that's going to have to watch you long enough to answer 2 questions that they're asking themselves. 1, is this a real business? And 2, is this person serious about this business? And until they can answer yes to both those questions, they're not going to go all in with this thing. And the only way they're going to answer that, the only way you can prove that to them is by them watching you do this consistently for 6 months, sometimes an entire year. The leaders you guys want on your team, the leaders you want to develop on your team, they're already watching you right now. Some of them might even be coaches on your team, but they still need to watch. Like just because they've signed up as a coach doesn't mean, okay, now I can move on to the next person. Like, no, like now it's even more of the time to double down on what you're doing and prove to them, to your new coaches, that you're serious about this and that this is a real business. But even the ones that aren't coaches yet, there's so many people that are watching you right now that aren't liking anything that you post. They're not commenting on anything you post, but they're watching you right now. They're watching you to see what you do with this thing. They're kind of using you as a guinea pig. How many of you guys are visual learners? Got some visual learners on the call? Cool. How many of you guys ever have, as a kid, you were like maybe a troublemaker like me a little bit, you tried to run up the escalator that was going down? You guys there? Anybody besides me? All right. That is what this business is like your first 12 months. When you first start running in this business, you're excited, right? Like when you first get on the escalator, like as a little kid, when I was a kid, my grandma and mom would bring me to the mall. And I'd be like, they'd be going up the up escalator and I'd run over to the down one and I'd be like, they'd get mad at me, but I was like, this is more fun over here. Just when you start a new business, it's fun. And you get on this escalator and you're running full speed and you're like, this is fun. But then like all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm not really moving anywhere as fast as I think I should. And you're watching like my mom and grandma going up that one fast. And I'm like, all of a sudden this isn't as fun as I thought it would be. Like, cause I'm not moving as fast as I want. Because like we said, they need to watch you. And what happens when you're on an escalator that's going down and you get tired and discouraged and you stop? What happens on an escalator that's going down and you stop, you take a break? You go down, you go backwards. Because all those people that were watching you, they saw you stop. And they say to themselves, good thing I didn't join her. Good thing I didn't join him. He's not even doing this anymore. Just when they were getting a little bit closer to being able to answer the question, is this real and is she serious, you stopped. And then they said, oh, I was getting to that point where I was ready to get on board with this thing, but now I'm not. Why would I? Like, they're not even doing it anymore. Good thing I didn't get in with them. That's what I did to myself my first few years of this business. I'd get excited. I'd get on a call like this, or I'd go to an event and I'd come home and I'd be like, I'm excited. I'm ready to run. Like, I'm going to be posting. I'm going to be inviting. I'm going to be following up. And I did. But for like a few weeks or a month, and then I'd be like, life got in the way. Success Club wasn't coming as fast as I wanted. People weren't saying yes as fast as I wanted. And so I'd stop. And all the people that had started to watch me that were getting closer to saying yes, they saw me stop. And I lost all that momentum. And I did that to myself over and over again. And I'd watch all these other coaches start after me, get on the escalator, keep planting seeds, keep showing up. Finally, eventually got their people. It was inevitable they would, because I just never stopped. They never quit. And so people just believed them and eventually started joining them more and more and more. And their team bonus and their team just started growing. Their income grew. They were leaving their jobs. They were creating these unbelievable lives, traveling all over the place, having a huge impact on all these people's lives because of the little ripple effect they had started to create that turned into this huge ripple effect. And meanwhile, I'm over here taking breaks every month. Going all in for a month, taking a month off. Going all in for a week, half-assing it the next week. Going up the escalator, taking a break, and then losing momentum, going back down. How many of you guys feel like that sometimes? You're in it, you're excited, and you're running, and you're planting seeds, and you're talking, and then life gets in the way, you get discouraged, and you stop. You lose that momentum. You take a break, right? Am I the only one? Anybody else at times? Yeah. There's a lot of people that have been coaches for years, but they've never been on the escalator for one full consistent year. So they've never really made that big growth in their business. That's the escalator mindset. And we say that on our team, hashtag escalator mindset. Those people, it's the momentum, the results are invisible. Like, they might not say yes. They might not have bought a challenge pack. They might not have signed up as a coach yet, but the momentum is growing and they're getting closer to saying yes. They're getting closer to being able to answer those questions. Yes, this person's serious, and yes, this is a real business, but they just need to watch you for a little bit longer. So I'm always wondering, why do some coaches stay on the escalator and some don't? And there's two reasons from what I've found. The first is the coaches that are staying on the escalator, one of the things of the two is they have a very, very powerful why. A lot of people, the only time they say what their why is when someone asks them what it is. And then they say something that sounds pretty cool, but that's the only time they ever think about it. The coaches that are sticking with this thing and staying on the escalator day in and day out, their why is on their mind 24/7. They're constantly thinking about it. It's constantly fueling them to show up. That's what gets them to make time on days they don't have time. So what we do is we create like a why list, from the small stuff to the big stuff. Like, I had a coach the other day tell me that she just wanted to be able to afford the softer Charmin toilet paper. I was like, add that shit to the list, and then was like, all right, like, what's the next thing? Once you're able to get softer toilet paper, then what do you want to be able to have in your life? And we're starting to kind of slowly create this why list, from toilet paper all the way up to, like, she wanted to be able to leave her job and have more time to be with her friends and family and travel. But we did every little thing in between. And then she wrote it down and she put it somewhere that she's going to see it every day, right by her computer. How many of you guys enjoy helping people? Okay, good. Some of you guys didn't raise your hand. We're going to have to talk about that on another call. But you got to have a genuine love for helping people to be successful in this business, but you don't need a business to help people. So why did you start a business? I ask my coaches that all the time. There has to be more than just wanting to help people, because you don't need a business to help people. You started a business because there has to be something that's personal to you and your future, and it's personal to you and your family and your family's future. Because there's going to be days you don't feel like helping people. So you need something that's going to get you to show up on the days you don't feel like it and make time on the days that you don't have time. And that's what this why is so important. This why feel, like really sitting down with yourself and writing that out, the small little stuff, and doing that with your coaches too. Like for me, it was like, I treated Beachbody like it was like Monopoly money. And to me, it was like peace of mind when I first started. I was like, if I went to the mall and I saw some cool sneakers I wanted, I'd be like, I shouldn't get those. I'll just use that Monopoly money. And then I would get them. It was just like I had this little peace of mind that I could use it. And it was so nice. I'd go out to like with friends. I'd be like, should I buy a round of drinks? Like, oh man, I don't know if I can afford that. F it. I'll use that Monopoly money. And I'd buy a round of drinks for my buddies. I'd go to dinner and I'd be like, do I want the burger or the steak? I'm like, the steak, but like the burger's half the price. And I'd be like, Monopoly money, steak. And so I had this is when I was like, making $50 a week with Beachbody. And then I would like, set new goals. And I had it written down on a little piece of paper, like what I wanted to make per week and the date I wanted to hit it by. And I carried it around in my wallet. It was like $100 a week by this date, consistently, like 5 weeks in a row of making $100 a week. And by this date. And I didn't make it. I didn't hit it in time. So I just crossed it out, wrote the same goal with a new date, and just kept going. I constantly was looking at that in my wallet because I was opening my wallet and I'd see it. I had it on this little part of my laptop that like when I open up the laptop, it was right there by like the little mouse pad. So I was constantly looking at that, constantly adding new things. Then it was like 200 a week. I remember then as I started getting more coaches, helping more people get to Emerald, all of a sudden that team bonus turned into 500 a week. And then 600 a week, 700 a week, 1,000 a week. But if I didn't have those small little stepping stone goals, I never would have got to that point. So having that why is huge. It's super important. And then the second part is the belief. Because you could have the greatest why in the world, but if you don't have the belief that you're going to get there, you're not going to show up to do the things that you need to do. You're not going to stay on the escalator. So one of the ways I help my coaches with the belief is I reverse engineer it. We start with the big picture. What's their big why? If it's financial freedom, then financial freedom is going to come from finding those 2 or 3 great leaders. And then those 2 or 3 great leaders are going to be people that are going to have to watch you for a long time. They're going to be people that are probably coming out of your challenge groups because they're going to be people that fall in love with the products. And so how do you get people to commit to a challenge group? Because the people in your challenge groups are probably going to be the ones that turn into those great coaches a lot of times. So how do you get people in your challenge groups? By being on the escalator for an entire year for a lot of time. A lot of people are going to have to watch that for a year. So we got the big picture, finding those 2 or 3 great leaders. Those 2 or 3 great leaders are coming from your challenge groups. Challenge group people, your challengers, are going to be coming from those vital behaviors every day, consistently for 6 months, sometimes a year for most people. So now these vital behaviors aren't these little things we're telling you to do every day, the invites and follow-ups. They're not just things that we're telling you to do every day or that Beachbody's telling you to do every day. Now your coaches see exactly how those little daily activities line up all the way to your big picture, whatever your big why is for you. And now you've coupled this more clarity and a much stronger belief with a really powerful why. And once you have a super strong, clear why and a really clear, strong belief, you'll never get off the escalator, and neither will your coaches. But if they don't have that, if something's off with that why or something's off with the belief, then they're going to be up and down the escalator over and over again. And they're never going to allow the people that really want to join them. They're never going to allow those people to really see that they're serious about this. So their people are never going to get on board. And even if they do get on board, because I had coaches that got on board early with me, but those new coaches, they need to see you stay on the escalator still even longer before they're going to really commit to this thing, before they turn into your leaders. So one of the things that really I needed to learn that changed my whole business from struggling in the beginning to having a lot of success later on was I didn't change what I was doing. I just changed how often I did it. This business is so simple. It's literally like you just got to get a bunch of people to drink a shake a day. Like, honestly, that's this business. Like, get a bunch of people to drink a healthy shake a day. But no one's going to do that if they don't see you showing up doing this business, treating your workouts and your nutrition consistently the way you should. I had to figure out what I was missing. So what I did was I didn't change what I was doing. Like I said, I just changed how often I did it. Successful coaches do daily what others do occasionally. It's not a rocket science business. It's a business of doing the exact same things over and over long enough for people to watch you long enough so that they're ready. So I finally figured that out. And what I had to do was I had to learn to discipline my disappointment. And that's a Jim Rohn quote. And Jim Rohn is someone that I listened to his CD called How to Build Your Network Marketing Business. I think it's on YouTube now. You don't have to buy the CD. I don't even think people have CD players anymore. But if you go to YouTube and look up Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N, How to Build Your Network Marketing Business, he changed my mindset when it came to this whole the escalator thing. He talked about disciplining your disappointment. And to me, what that was being disciplined when you're disappointed. I was only disciplined when I was happy, when I felt like doing this business. But you're going to get disappointed in this business. Like, it's just part of it. Like, people are going to say no, they're not going to be ready. Can you stay disciplined during that disappointment? That's the game changer. That's what I had to figure out. That's what I had to learn. I had to learn to stay disciplined while I was disappointed. I had to learn to continue to show up when I didn't feel like it. As soon as I finally said, I'm getting back on this escalator, and I don't really care who's coming with me. I'm not desperate for people. I'm not getting off this escalator ever. That's when everybody could start to tell, like, all right, he's not just trying this business. He's not just trying this lifestyle. Like, he's living it. And he's not desperate for me to do this with him. He's going to go and be successful with this thing with or without me. And that's what you guys got to let your people know that you're talking to, is like, hey, I'd love it if you could do this with me. Like, I think it would be so fun if we did this together. But they have to kind of also feel that you're going to do it without them. And so they're going to start to feel that they can go with you and have a lot of fun and have a lot of success with you, or they're going to get left behind and watch you be successful without them, because you want them, but you don't need them. That was the mindset shift I had to have. I had to have this mindset of, I'm doing this. Like, it's inevitable. I'm going to find 5 good leaders. I only need 5. And really you only need 2 or 3, but 5 was like what I had in my mind. And I was like, I know I'm going to find 5. Like, I only need 5 good leaders. Like, come on, I can find 5 people that don't want to work at a job the rest of their life, that want to like work out and like eat better and want to help people. I can find 5 people like that. And if you're one of them, great. And if you're not, great. But you're my friend, so I wanted to let you know that this is what I'm doing, and I want you to be a part of it. No pressure to do it. Like, I'm doing it, with or without you, but I'd love it if you could come. Instead of like, I need you to do this, I'm desperate for you to do it. In the beginning to get to Emerald, it's like, yo, help me out with this thing. But as far as like, who wants to be my 5 leaders? You don't have to be a leader in this business with me. I'm going to find 5 that are going to do this with me, and we're going to create these lifestyles together. If you're one of them, that's even better. But if not, that's okay too. So that's the kind of the escalator mindset, that why, and then that belief, and then that kind of the, hey, I'm doing this with or without you kind of mindset. I'd love it if you came, but I'm running with or without you. And then once you kind of get that, once you get that in yourself and you get that in your coaches, and then now you guys you have this escalator mindset, people are going to start to feel that. They're going to feel the difference, and they're going to need to just continue to watch it for 6 months to a year sometimes. But in the meantime, like, you're working on yourself, you're getting better yourself, So it's kind of a win-win. That's the mindset. That's the mindset piece. As far as building volume, like the team volume piece, the team volume, the team bonus, that second part, I think sometimes we kind of overlook the non-personally sponsored coaches. How many of you guys are like Emerald or and above on the call right now? So most of you guys have like coaches of your own. So one of the things I hated to do, because I was working full time, I hated doing this, but it ended up having a huge impact on my business, was I started to try to give a little bit more time to my coaches. Instead of like signing a coach and being like, all right, good luck, get out there and be a coach, I started trying to like work with them and train them. Instead of being a salesperson who just sells something on someone on the coaching and says good luck and then goes on to sell the next person on coaching, I started to try to become more of a teacher, that when a new coach came in, I tried to spend more time with them one-on-one and talk to them and mentor them and help them with their why, help them with their belief. And then when they brought in a new coach, I tried to give those non-PS coaches my time. One of those non-PS coaches happened to be a girl named Ashley Feld-Dyson, who just so happened to, a couple years later, I don't know what she was, like a top 20 coach or something like that, like making silly, crazy money, bringing in like tons of coaches every week. Like, that's something I think that a lot of times we overlook, is like, we can just, if you guys just find people in your downline that are working, and just, you don't have to like always set up one-on-one calls with them, but just give them a little bit more of your time. It has a huge ripple effect throughout your whole team and a huge impact on your team bonus. So that's like kind of the bigger picture mindset. If you guys, it's going to come down to finding 2 or 3 leaders, 2 or 3 people that really believe in this business, that are all in, that want that financial freedom, that want this as bad as you. 2 or 3, and they don't even have to be personally sponsored. And the way you're going to find them is by being on the escalator for a full year. And that's when they're going to start to show up. Because when you are on this escalator, yeah, it's slow at first. It feels like you're kind of running against the traffic. But if you stay on down that escalator for a full year and allow people to watch you that long, you've gained that trust. Your business is going to feel like you're on an up escalator, and your business and your income is going to grow way faster than you could ever run on flat ground. It's just going to grow like crazy uphill. But you just got to be on that escalator long enough to prove to people that this is real and that you're serious. That's where you're going to find your leaders. PS or not. That's all I got.
Thank you. That was so good. And people are going to start putting questions down. Is that okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. So I like love everything you said, like especially about being consistent. At some point, you just have to decide that it's worth it to just show up and be consistent to see what's going to happen in a year. Like I said before, like what can your business look like in a year if you're consistent? You won't look back and regret being consistent, but you might look back and regret not showing up. And otherwise you'll never know otherwise if you're up on and off your escalator.
Yeah, I regret it. I still regret it.
But now you're here to tell both sides. And you never know like when you're going to find those people in your downline. Like now Ashley has Kate, who has Sydney, like that one strand has 3 5-star coaches. Which is crazy. You just never know.
It never ends. Like this, there's right. No cap on the earning potential of this thing. Like your team bonus is based on every single coach in your downline, whether you signed them up or that coach signed someone who signed someone who signed someone who signed someone who signed someone. Like it's all the same. So there's literally no cap. It just keeps growing, and you can open up 25 business centers, and each business center can earn up to 12 grand a week. You do the math, like what's 25 times 12 grand a week? It's a lot.
Like more than we can fathom, like doing with that money. You would know.
I just want to max out. My goal is to max out like 3 business centers. What's that?
That's like, annoying, and she knows the answer. So it's $300K a week.
$300K a week. That's a good week.
That's a good week for sure. And like with the consistency being on the escalator, like I was talking to another leader and she was like, I don't know anyone who has built or who has hit Success Club for every month for a year and not built a substantial business because they were doing the things to move their business forward. Okay, questions. Here we go. Can you talk about your experience with groups that are open to both men and women and how they run?
Yes. Yeah. So I have like a pretty good like split of like guys and girls. And I don't know. I try to tell the guys like it's kind of like a locker room that like if they played most of the people that I have are like a lot of former athletes. So I tell them like it's kind of like a locker room. It's like a way of us to kind of like get on each other, like keep each other accountable to each other, like we did like back when we were playing high school football. And so they're kind of like, all right, I'm just like, dude, you literally just got to check in that you did your workout once a day, just so we all know. And so other people see that when they see you check in, it's going to force them to check in. So do it for yourself, but do it for the team. And so I think the guys really like that concept of it's a locker room and you got to check in for yourself, but not only for yourself, but for the team. And then I also like tell guys like that are building the business too. I'm like, you don't have to do challenge groups if you don't want to do the 2 challenge groups. You just got to get yourself to Emerald and find other people that want to get to Emerald. You got to drink this shake every day, and you got to find other people that want to drink this shake every day. If you don't want to run challenge groups, don't run challenge groups. But if you want to find people that are going to, want to build this business with you, you just got to share this opportunity with people. Share this opportunity with people. Like, and then if they want to find other people that want to drink the shake every day, they're going to be able to make a good income from it too. And so for guys, I think they need less clutter with the challenge group. I think sometimes the challenge group like throws them off a little bit. So with them, I give that as like more of an optional thing. They just want to know how to make money. Like for the most part, they're like, how do I make money, Pat? Like, I don't want to hear about challenge groups. And I'm just like, you just need to talk to people and get them to do these workouts and drink a shake every day and find other people that want to drink this shake every day. And that's how they're going to build their own business. And I was like, do you think you can find other people to drink this shake every day that also can get other people to drink this shake every day? And they're like, yeah, all right, then go do it. Like, just keep it simple. Like, get yourself to Emerald, help other people get to Emerald. That's it. Like, that's it. And they're like, okay, I can do that. But I do have other guys that like do love the challenge groups. They run challenge groups. That's how they build their business. They lead with the fitness. So I have both. Like, I have coaches that lead with the business and don't necessarily lean a ton on challenge groups. They have like they add their people to my challenge group sometimes. But I also have people that like they only lead with the fitness and challenge groups, and their coaches are coming out of the challenge groups. So and both work. Like, it depends on the person. I've seen it work both ways. But I'd say most. I don't know. Actually, yeah. Some of my top coaches that are both men and women some have come strictly in for the business right away, and some have come out of challenge groups. So it's both for both men and for women.
I love how simple you make it. I think girls are really good at really overcomplicating this business. And you told me something at leadership that I didn't know, that this business used to be like mostly men until like one year it just kind of flipped. Like, the top coaches were male and stuff. So I just think people think now that this business is mostly for women and it's leaving out a huge demographic, and they're actually, just so all of you guys know, like catering more, like getting back on the male side, like for courses at Summit and stuff, which I think, blame Autumn, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, it was like when I first became a coach, I'd say it was like half and half, because like the only workout programs that were out at that time were in P90X and Insanity. It was really it was just P90X. So it was like a lot of pull-ups and things. And so, yeah, a lot of the coaches were guys. And there was no such thing as Success Club. There was no such thing as challenge groups. It was literally like, it's so funny. They would say the only like training they ever had was just get 2 exposures a day. like expose the business opportunity to 2 people. Looking back now, it's like really like 2 exposures a day. That was our training. It's so funny. But like literally that was it. It was like you got 2 exposures a day. Like share the business opportunity with 2 people every day. And so I had like a little video I'd have people watch. It was a terrible presentation. I don't know where it came from, but like I would just invite like 2 people a day to watch that presentation. And if the presentation explained how the business worked, like what the products were, and how you made money as a coach, both the customer retail commission and the team bonus potential. And they would watch it. And if they're interested, I'd be like, great. Can you share this video with other people? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, that's how you're going to build your business. They're like, okay, I can do that. And so we just kept it super simple. It was just like, share this, expose yourself twice a day, 2 exposures a day. And then if those people that you're sharing it with are interested, then they just need to do, their two exposures a day. But I do really like that, the challenge group came in because I think it's super important that people fall in love with the products, because I think that's such a huge foundation of a successful coach is their belief in the products. And I think sometimes the challenge group is like that glue that gets people to stick with the products long enough to fall in love with them. So I think that's really been a nice add-on. But I do give the option to like some people that aren't interested in that part to be able to build the business without having to teach them how to run challenge groups.
I like how you said like yours are always available too, like if they feel like somebody needs that. Gina, tell me if he didn't already answer your question. I'll ask it again. But Morgan asked, did you find your first 3 leaders by inviting people, or did they come to you?
My first 3 leaders. My first leader is my mom. I think she made like $175,000 last year as a coach. And she's
so cool. I love her.
And yeah, there's a disclaimer, right? Like every coach's earning is based on their own effort. But yeah, so my mom is the top of my one leg. And so I built 2 legs. I didn't really have any legs built for me. So I built one leg with my family and friends. And so my mom, and then my mom's got each of my sisters on one on each leg. And both of my sisters make 6-figure incomes with Beachbody. Both quit their corporate jobs, both do Beachbody full time, both like, are top 100 or whatever, like killing the biz, 5-star or whatever. I think 7 or 8-star now, both of them. And then, so my mom's killing it because she's got, her leaders on each leg from my sisters. And then my left leg is like all just social media. Actually one of my leaders, so those came from like me reaching out to them. I don't think I have anybody that like came to me that is like a leader. Actually Danielle kind of came to me. So I met a girl playing beach volleyball, Danielle, that reached out to me, kind of was like, I friended her on Facebook and she like watched what I was doing, and she like reached out and said, hey, like, can you tell me more about this coaching thing I see you doing? And so I was like, yeah, of course. Glad you asked. And I put her in a 21-day challenge group, the 21-day fix. And I told her, this is kind of how I'm going to introduce you to the products and the business. So she crushed the 21-day fix, fell in love with it. And is now like I think she was a premier coach last year and quit her teaching job and does it full time. So yeah, she kind of did come to me, I guess. But then she came to me just kind of curious, but I had to follow up with her a few times because she was like still not on board. So she showed a little curiosity. Then I told her about it. She kind of didn't say anything, ghosted me for a little bit. I followed up a few times. So the follow-ups are huge. So I would say a little bit of both, inviting, and then I've had a few people come to me. I do have people come to me now that have been watching for a long time, which is nice because of the escalator.
I was going to say, because you've earned that consistency by showing up all the time and being present on social media. And that's how people will start to come to you when, yeah, you've been consistent for long enough and they want to know more about what you're doing. Okay. What advice do you have for women to appeal? This is like a weird question, but do women appeal to men, instead of it being like in a type of way? I don't know if I'm asking this right, Josie, but I think you know what I mean, Pat.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah, guys just want to know how you make money. A lot of times, like, I think I just notice, like, because I go in phases where I'm just sharing the business opportunity, and then I go through phases where I'm just sharing the challenge group opportunity. And when I'm sharing the fitness opportunity, like my challenge groups, I get mostly women that are interested in the challenge groups. I do get some guys, but then when I start talking about the income opportunity, it's a ton of guys that start reaching out to me. So I think sometimes guys are less interested in working out from home and a challenge group opportunity. But if you can start sharing a little bit more about like this unbelievable earning opportunity, then you're going to start to catch some of their attention. I just don't think that there's anything else like it. Like, I know that, like, for guys, like, want to not feel, and women too, like, we don't want to feel like we're strapped down by a job, you know, like, we don't want to feel like there's a limitation on what we can do because we don't have enough time or money. And if you start sharing more about the pain of feeling like stuck in a job that you don't love, or stuck in like an income that you don't love, and you start sharing about the opportunity to break free of that. I talk so much, like, the word I probably use more than any is like freedom. The more I start talking about freedom, like, the more guys are interested in the business. So I think just talking more about the business opportunity, the opportunity to just be free of financial freedom, but stress freedom too. That was one of the things that was like so huge for me. Was like, I was just like stressed that my accounting job was like intense. I was working like ridiculous hours. And this was my like chance to like have to break free of that. So just talking about freedom, breaking free of that 9 to 5 of that boss that's kind of like holding you down like that, I think starts attracting more guys. I've noticed is just that business opportunity.
And what would you say, like, advice to people who don't feel like they're making enough to talk about that they have that freedom?
Yeah. So when I first started, I just started sharing about like my friend who was making really good money with it. I just started sharing like, hey, like, this is what my buddy does. Like, he's been doing this for X amount of months and he makes this much income, and he was able to quit his teaching job. And, you know, so I couldn't say it personally, but I was just sharing like real life examples of people that, you know, I thought, well, whoever the person I'm talking to, I try to find an example of someone that I think they can relate to that's overcome the same things that they think they can't overcome. You know, like, oh, I can't because I'm not in good enough shape. Well, let me tell you about this person. Oh, I can't because I don't feel like I have any following. Let me tell you about this person. So anytime they have an excuse, I have an answer to it with someone that was in the exact same position, or probably even worse, that overcame that. So I'm just constantly using like other people's stories, which is why getting on the national call like every Monday is so important. Like, getting on these team calls is so important. Like, going into the Beachbody Champions page is super important. Like, when I first started, I was just going on YouTube, you know, and finding stuff. So I constantly had like stories I could use depending on who I was talking to, until I could start using my own, you know, examples for things.
Love that. And we have there's 350,000 coaches. So there's unlimited resources. Gina wants to know, what's your advice for a male starting his business with a giant group of lady mentors? It's a whole different, like you said, like, it's to make it more simple, but what's your advice? Like, it's not the same, like, we don't post the same necessarily.
Right. You can check out my YouTube channel. I have a ton of training on my YouTube channel. It's just Patrick Reelman. Like, I put everything on there. But yeah, I would say keep it simple. Like I said, like when I talk to guys, it's like there's two ways you earn in this business, dude. One, if people order the products, you get a commission 25 to 40% based on what they order. Two, if you find other people that want to do this business with you and they are able to get people to drink a shake, Beachbody also pays you for that. They thank you by giving you a team bonus for helping other people get to the point where they're helping people. That's your team bonus. And so I think for a guy who's talking to other guys, I think you just got to get really, really good at telling them how they earn in the business. And if you can just tell them those two ways, one, you earn a commission when people order, and two, you earn if you get other people that want to make money and they start selling, you get a team bonus for that too. And then they're like, oh, okay. And I think really the thing that I'm just telling you what got me. Like my buddy came to me when I was in accounting and he saw I was already doing P90X, so that helped. But he was like, yo, you're killing this P90X thing. You're already using the recovery drink. You should sign up as a coach for the discount. That wasn't what got me. What got me was, and hey, if people order the products from your website, like you make money, that was okay. But what really got me was if you find 5 good people that really want to do this and they start to build a team of their own, you're going to have an insane income from that. I was like, oh, so I get paid not just for my sales, but I get paid for the sales of an entire team. And I can do it on the side. And I don't have to quit my job. I don't have to take out a ton of debt. I can just do this as like a little part-time thing and find a few people that also want to build this business, and Beachbody is going to pay me for all of that. Oh, okay. I'm in, because I saw the potential with that. So that's how I explain it to guys when I'm talking to them. I'm just like, dude, like literally, if people drink this shake, you're going to make money. If you find people that if they want to make money and they're able to find other people that drink Shakeology, Beachbody is going to pay you for that too. Just drink this shake every day. You're going to get every day a shake a day, access to all the workouts, and you're going to be able to build your own business. You're going to own a business for $4 freaking bucks a day. Like, where are you going to be able to find a business that's going to be $1 million business, and you get a shake, and it comes with access to the workouts for $4 a day? Come on, dude. Just do this with me. Let's go. Like, that's just kind of what my buddy did with me. So that's kind of my advice for, talking to guys, is just keep it simple like that. Just tell them the 2 ways they earn. And they just got to get themselves to Emerald. That's what I tell them. Like, all right, what's the first step? Get to Emerald. Like, get to Emerald. You're eligible for the team bonus. And then just help your people get to Emerald. Stop overcomplicating it. That's what my buddy told me. That was the only training he ever gave me. He's like, just get to Emerald, dude. I was like, okay.
But it's true. We are so good at overcomplicating this business and looking for the secret sauce. But like you said, the coaches who see success are doing the same things. They just do it on more days than everybody else. So I love how simple you made it. You always make it sound like as easy as it really is not easy, it's simple. And so I appreciate you spending your Monday evening with us. And I will see you in a couple of weeks on the cruise. And go, guys, I expect to see you get on your escalator and put in a year and see what you can do in the business in a year on the escalator, not getting on and off. Because like Pat said, it's exhausting when you're running up a down escalator. So get after it, guys. Thank you, Pat. Have a great night, guys.
Boom. Be here.